Okay. Don't run away from the camera. Today's video, we're going to change a servo on a Traxxas Slash. The steering servo went bad, and it's been quite a while, and we need it for our channel. Right, Nola? So, here we go. We have a Traxxas Slash with the low center of gravity chassis already installed. As you can see, the servo is down here. So, get you a good shot of that right there. It is a 2075, and it just completely stopped. So we are going to change it out. I just wanted to show you guys this kit. It's a dynamite kit. I don't know if they still sell it or not. You guys have fingers? Look it up. It's on the internet. I'm sure if they don't have that one, they have a similar one. So we're going to start by getting into the electronics and freeing up our servo wire here. I decided to work on everything right here on the tailgate of my 69 Chevy truck. It is just the right height. Me and my son, we're here, and we are going to change this out for you real quick. So, ditch that. This is for your receiver. I thought I had the right size, maybe I didn't. Perfect. I'm not even using the toolkit I showed you. Just bear with me here. I'll get the screws out. Nobody really needs to see this, so I'm sure you guys can take the screws out. It's not difficult. This is in dire need of a cleaning, by the way. Max likes to make it dirty and then put it away wet, right? There we go. There's our receiver cover off. And then we have, take a look here. This one here as well. If you guys can see where I'm doing. I took the two screws out of here, and now I'm taking the two out of this. I believe this is supposed to be the waterproof cover, is what the whole point of that is. Could be wrong. Max, are you ready to run the Slash?
Yes.
Yeah, he likes running it. He's been running it since he was 2. And this is a brushless model now. I bought it. This was my first RC. And I ran it until I was comfortable with it and wanted more. And then I put the I bought a brushless upgrade off of eBay, I believe. So of course this is us. And here we are on there's a lot of wires in here. This is it right here. So we'll pull it out. These are a little tricky to get out. I'm not gonna lie. Just have to get them yeah. Big word, I failed. Oriented the right way. And then they'll come out of the slot there. And I put a couple jumpers in here because I was running some auxiliary lights and I don't need them anymore. So hopefully you guys seen all that. So we have our servo free electrically, and now we'll take out our bolts that hold this front bulkhead together. I believe bulkhead is the correct term here. I do believe I'm going to buy a cheap electric screwdriver for this because I have electric tools, but they're just way too big for this type of work. I need something small. If anybody has any good recommendations, you can put them in the comments, because like I said, I have 24 volt cobalt stuff that I use on my vehicles, and so we don't need them on RC cars. It still may be beneficial, but this doesn't take that long. So I remember putting this low center of gravity chassis on this particular Slash, and it made such a huge difference, because back when I put it on, I was flipping this thing all the time, driving it around. And once I did this low center of gravity chassis upgrade, it completely changed this truck. It made it so fun to drive. I spent less time flipping it over, more time driving. It was just so much more fun to drive, like I said. So there we go. I think that's all that's holding us in. Of course, I've been wrong before. I do believe there's one up here now, so sorry. My daughter's getting on one of my mechanic creepers, so I apologize if that's loud. I'll show you what I'm getting at right here. This is the next screw that needed to come out, and I think this is gonna definitely loosen us up where we need to be. So perfect. As you can see, it just fell out there. So here's our wiring coming out of the low center of gravity chassis. And then all we have here is our steering left, and that's fine. We have quite the show going on here. Alrighty. Perfect. So Max, why don't you tell our YouTube family what you like to run? Do you like the Slash? Do you like the Crawler more? Do you like the Scully? We have a Traxxas Scully. We have a Traxxas Slash. We have a...
So I really like to walk the Slash out. And I will be asking, when you see this thing one, I will be recording our other channel. Make sure you like and subscribe.
That is, our other channel is called Adventures with Maddox and Nola.
Yeah.
So now hopefully you got a good shot of this. This is the... Guess I'm wrong. The piece that I needed stayed in there. So... Oh no, it didn't. See, this is what your servo will look like when you get it. And this is what we have here. So this piece needs to get, I guess, a little helping hand to get it off. Yeah. Here we go. Excuse me a minute. Perfect. Just needed a little wiggle. This is part of your servo horn, so it'll stay here, and then we'll remove the servo itself, install the new one, and we will be in business. So I used to have a Erevo brushless edition, and I ran on 6S, and it was really fast. I don't know. And then once the crawlers come out, they like started getting popular. I sold my Erevo. I actually made money because I bought it used, and it had basically it needed both differentials rebuilt, and I rebuilt them and drove the car and didn't really have much issues. I think I twisted believe it or not, I twisted one of the drive shafts, and I think it was crazy. It had the telemetry, and you could be driving along like 40 mile an hour and just give it full throttle, and it would just wheelie in the yard. Just the power that thing had was crazy. But I guess I'm getting old because I have more fun watching the truck. So here's our old servo that doesn't work. I'll keep it around and try to figure out what's wrong. Maybe I'll pull it apart. Maybe I'll just set a torch to it and show you guys and watching it burn. Because that sounds fun too, right? You want to watch it burn, Maddox?
Yes.
Okay. And I just put that in backwards. You didn't see that, YouTube. I did not do that. Maddox. Did you see Daddy do that?
Yes.
No. You're supposed to say no.
No.
Thank you. See? Maddox agrees. Okay.
I just got it off first.
Well, that's fine. What did you do?
What?
Are you sick?
No, I'm fine.
Did you,
Your flame went black again.
Huh?
Your flame went black again.
Well, yes, Max. It's okay. It's still... Our YouTube guys are still with us. That just means that the screen on my GoPro here goes... It turns off after a while. It still records, but it's a battery saver function. So I'm trying to explain that to my son, that it doesn't stay on, so the battery doesn't drain as quick. And I guess he can't see what's going on quite as well, so he lets me know every time that the screen goes black. When I get a chance, I'll turn it back on for him. But I can assure you that it is still on, so hopefully you guys can see everything. Definitely comment in our videos, because I'm trying to build an RC channel / garage channel. It's mainly it was supposed to be a garage channel, but after Christmas and before income tax, we generally always are kind of dirt poor and don't have much going on. So I can't wait to get some cash freed up here and get a project. Last year I restored 2 Silverados, 2 2500s. One of them was gas, and I sold it. And then I turned around and bought a Duramax, an LBZ Duramax truck and both trucks needed cab corners and rockers, and I did that. And I also look back and think, wow, I wish I would have had, started my YouTube channel, because I could have showed everybody how to put cab corners and rockers on. I did too. I'm pretty good at it now. You just kind of live and learn. I'm not the best welder, but you don't really need to be the best welder to put those on. It's just sheet metal, so as long as you can spot weld, I mean, you're good. I used to be able to weld, but then I haven't done it for 20 years. So there's that. So there's that. We have our servo back on. Now we need to run the wiring back through, hook it up, power the truck up, and then once we power it up, it'll center the truck, and then we can do everything else. That's the main goal here. We don't want to just hook it back up. We want to power the servo back up and make sure the truck is the servo is centered. So we'll run that back in. I have to run this ignorant wire back underneath here and in all this. So I'm gonna pause you guys, and then I will turn that back on here when I get this back in. Okay guys, that wasn't too bad. This on the low center of gravity chassis anyhow, this wire just comes through here. It doesn't run underneath the battery. It runs through here. I ran it in, pop that right in, it goes into channel 1. There's 2 channel 1s, either one will work. Okay, so now I already have my remote on, and I centered the steering trim at 0 and then turned it on. So when I turn the truck on, you'll probably hear a little noise, and that'll be the servo centering itself. There it was. That was the servo centering itself. It is exactly where it needs to be. So now I'll straighten up the steering or straighten up the wheels, I'm sorry. Put the little gear back on this servo that belongs to the steering servo, and then I will, hopefully you guys can see this pretty good. It's not the easiest thing to try to manage all this by myself, but I'm trying. There we go, perfect. This goes in here, 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 and then, I think that'll work perfectly. I'm gonna go ahead and run some of the screws back in, and the last thing I'll do is put this back on after all my screws are in. I'll know that it is exactly where it needs to be, and that's perfect because this guy here popped back up. I didn't take it out. I think after this, I believe this thing will get a nice cleaning. We've been getting a lot of snow here, so we've been doing some crawling videos and like slow crawl videos, and I know they're kind of boring, but at the same time, like the first one I put music to, and the second one I just left it regular. We also went up to a local park and did a little stream crossing. That day it was so cold. I had orders from Mom to make sure that we were back soon because that was a cold day, and she didn't want my 4-year-old son Maddox out in the cold too long. So we literally went up and we crossed the stream, and then we came back. So sorry about that, the battery kind of fell out there, but I didn't have the hold down, and I didn't really think I was going to need it. I think Clumsy Dad was going to drop everything here, so there's that. But this is a relatively easy job. Your local hobby shop, I'm sure, does this type of work if you don't want to mess with it. But working on these cars makes it, I don't know, it's kind of relaxing, and you just learn how everything works. Getting back to where I was at earlier about the e-Revo brushless edition, I've never had an X-Max, thought about getting one. Hey, you're basically spending $1,200 to $1,500 now just to get in the door with that. And I had the e-Revo the brushless edition with 6S, and I mean, that thing's quick. It's really quick. But I had a lot of fun with my Slash, my 2-wheel drive Slash that I bought that was brushed. Sorry, like I said, it was a brushed Slash that I drove, honed my skills And then once I got bored, I switched to I bought a brushless setup off of eBay for that vehicle. So, like I said, I think that's the best way to go. And the Slash is such a fun vehicle. And especially after you put the low center of gravity chassis in, it is so easy to drive. It doesn't flip over all the time. We have a Stampede based Scully, and it likes to flip over, and that's not fun. When you're running your vehicles around, you don't want to keep getting out and flipping them over. So, but everybody likes different things. And just saying, to start out with, these are fun. This was my first vehicle, and it's not just because it was my first vehicle. It's just they're just good, and that's why they're so popular. I really like my TRX4 as well, but that's a whole different ball game here. So now we're straight. See if you guys can see that well. I have the wheels perfectly straight. This is laying on 2 flat surfaces. I have the wheel straight. I'm going to just pop my servo back on where it needs to be. And then I'll put my screw in there. And we should be in good shape. As soon as I figure out where the happy medium is, and there she is. Like I said, you have the whole steering trim adjustment that you can play with, but like I said, you want to put your trim in the middle, put your battery in, put your trim in, and then straighten up your steering wheel, and then sorry about that, guys, we kind of got all messed up there. I don't know how much I'm in the way, probably a bunch, but there we go. So we'll show you now that we're done. Perfect. I was putting some weight, some pressure on it there, that's why it was sounding not happy. So let's everything seems to be working fine. So that's it. You can drive it, please, after we're done making our video of us changing our servo, son. All right? Why are you being so impatient? Somebody must have really wanted to drive the Slash. So I have to make an adjustment here, and we should be fine. But that's the basics. I'll put my covers back on. You guys don't need to see all that. In the comments, let me know what batteries you guys like to run. I used to like to run the SPC, I believe it was. They were made in Pennsylvania, and I think they went out of business like a year or so after I got out of the hobby. So just let me know what batteries you guys like to run, because I'd like to get our 3S for this, because 3S with this was really fun. You definitely had to be real careful on your throttle input, because I'd take it out on the road and it would just flip over after about 40 or so mile an hour. It would just, the body would pick up the air and flip over. It was fun though. So anyhow, this is Ben Mike's Garage, and also this will go on Maddox's channel, which is Adventures with Maddox and Nola. This is how you change a steering servo on a Traxxas Slash with the low center of gravity chassis. Part number 2075. I bought this particular one off eBay for right around $20. Prices vary, of course, so check out everything, and I hope to be back with the RC world here soon with our next video. please like, subscribe, and share.
And wiping the fly to this video. Or we are going to make another exciting video with this flash, and you get to see it one fast.
Yes, as fast as we can make it go.
Yes, this thing is almost faster than Sally.
It is much faster than Scully.
Yes.
Because this is the brushless version. Scully is the old school brushed version. It's slow.
Yes, it's kind of slow.
Yeah.
And we tried the battery in it, and it didn't go fast in the soul. And we tried it way deep so, and it didn't even work at the fast battery in.
Yeah.
I think you should try that at home at your flash and wiping the fly. Do you like this video?
Thanks, guys.